Thank you very much. That was quite interesting. The next conference has a lot of very interesting topics that are well worth traveling for, hopefully.
Yes.
So thank you. So moving on now, we will continue with the adoption of a few conference highlights. And Mr. Hong, would you please take the floor and present the conference highlights as identified by you and your team?
Yes, of course, sure, Mr. Omar. I also hope to come to Tampa to participate in the Digital Edge Conference North America next year. I hopefully like to do that. Okay, we have a draft conference highlight here. This highlight draft was drafted by help of Mr. Michael Bergman from Bergman Marine. So thank you so much for his very beautiful highlighting drafting the highlights of this conference. So we are going to review the highlights sentence by sentence. So we are going to read one sentence at a time and receive some comments to correct. And also Ms. Jo is going to help us to correct the draft sentence according to the comments made by our participant, if any. Okay, I'm going to start. Let's review sentence by sentence. Highlights of the Digital Edge Asia Pacific 2021 conference. The first edition of the Digital Sea Asia Pacific Conference, which replaces the former Navigation Underway Conference Asia Pacific from 2017 to 2020, was virtually held under the term Leading Digitalization of Maritime Industry on 8 to 9 September 2021 in Sejong, City, Republic of Korea. 800 participants from more than 50 countries participate in this conference. These figures is based on the website registered to our digital platform this time. Is there any comment? I believe there is no comment on this sentence. This is a very normal thing. And second sentence. Wishing to increase international cooperation in harmonizing and facilitating marine digitalization and decarbonization industry for the sake of enhancing maritime safety and efficiency as well as shared growth among regions. Noting that Digital Sea initiative under the umbrella of IALA consists of series of Digital Sea conferences replacing the former series of navigation underway conferences, Digital Sea clusters, and capacity building workshop. Is there any comments? No. The conference adopts its highlight as follows. 1. The conference discussed the cutting-edge technologies and industries related to marine digitalization, focusing on global harmonization, data connectivity, and interoperability among them, as well as decarbonization through them, mainly in navigation, mass, cybersecurity, maritime informatics, and maritime connectivity platform. Any comment? Opening session, when setting the theme for the conference, the importance of digitalization, digital data exchange, and international collaboration in the maritime domain was highlighted. Session 1, Maritime Digital Transformation for Decarbonization. In the first session, the correlation between digitalization and the efforts for decarbonization of shipping was illustrated, it was made clear that the digital transformation, especially with the aspect of ship traffic management and the advent of just-in-time arrival in ports, will support the environmental footprint reduction of the marine transport sector. Is there any comment? No comment. Session 2 platform focus on informatics. When looking at existing and evolving platforms enabling digital data exchange, the aspect of interoperability across the globe as highlighted. This isn't seen as a pure technical issue, but cooperation between organizations above and beyond the regulatory requirement will be needed. This in conjunction with interoperable platforms like MCP and the use of international standards like portable messages and route exchange will be paramount for success. Is there any comment?
Mr. Hong,
Yes.
I suggest that maybe the word you have highlighted as should be was. Across the globe was highlighted. I think that would sound better.
Thank you so much. Are you okay like this?
Yes, good, thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Hong, Yu from BIMCO, I have a comment as well.
Yes. Okay, we corrected like this.
I think it's very important that during the presentations we have had over the past couple of days, the IMO reference data model has been mentioned several times. I think it's appropriate that that we mention that somehow in the focus on informatics and exchange of information.
So are you suggesting that we add a couple of sentences or just one sentence regarding the IMO?
Yes, I propose that you add one or maybe two sentences reflecting that in this collaboration it is necessary to when possible include reference to the IMO reference data model.
Is this okay? Do you see the screen?
Yes, IMO reference data model.
Model.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Let's move on to the next sentence. Session 3, core technology and standardization, digital data exchange, a prerequisite for navigation and for mass implementation, need high bandwidth communication, and as such additional frequency band are required for maritime mobile services. Cyber risk need to be addressed as digitalization requires resilience system. Academic research in the new maritime informatics discipline underlines the need for global cooperation to gain the benefits of digitalization. Is there any comments regarding the session 3 discussion?
Thank you, Mr. Hong. I just suggest on the second line there that you add the word allocations after additional frequency band. So it would say, and as such, additional frequency band allocations are required. I think that would sound better.
Like this?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, after band, yeah, allocations.
Mm-hmm.
Allocation.
And further on the fourth line, where you say requires resilience systems, it would sound better to say resilient with a T on the end, not
Yes.
CE.
Okay.
So that's just at the beginning of the fourth line.
Yes.
That's it. Requires resilient. So replace CE with T.
Yes.
Thank you. That looks better. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
And session 4, harmonization on maritime digital transformation. IMO regulations and other documents like the IMO compendium are essential tools to ensure global interoperability of digital solutions in maritime transport. Maritime digital transformation also need precise position information like Galileo, HS. The implementation of the new technology and processes only will be successful if the people involved are properly trained. It has to be realized that full digitalization is expected as Maritime 4.0 in about 2035 will have to include non-solar vessels. Maritime digital implementation needs a global operation cluster, starting with the cluster between Europe and Korea. This is a summary. Gillian?
Yes, I think you, right where your marker is, that should be ensure instead of onshore.
Yes.
Okay, this is Manuel Lopez. I would like to simply say that it's Galileo has, Galileo HAS. So please add an A. Galileo has.
HAS. Okay.
High accuracy service.
Yes.
Galileo high accuracy service. Thank you.
Okay, this is a summary.
Just-
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just on that point, I wonder if it's worth spelling out that, because that acronym might not be familiar to the general readers. So maybe saying Galileo High Accuracy Service with HAS in brackets,
Yes.
just so it's clear. Thank you.
That's good.
Is there a hyphen in between high accuracy service?
I believe there should be, but I would defer to my colleague from the EU to confirm that in
Yes.
this case.
This is okay like that. It's okay like that. Thank you.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, let's move on to second paragraph. The conference recognized the necessity to build the international and inter-regional testbed cluster as a digital maritime ecosystem for making global collaboration and harmonization of maritime digitalization by validating and verifying the emerging marine digital technologies on board ships operating between regions. Do you have any opinions, comments on this second paragraph? Okay. 3, the conference recognized that maritime digitalization should align with IMO's visions as expressed in the e-navigation strategy implementation plan, but also the work on just-in-time, IMO compendium, and other aspects. It also needs to use the IALA's technical service guideline and IHO's 100 standards as the basis for common maritime data structure, and in conjunction with the IMO compendium, so as to maximize the benefit of digitalization to all stakeholders. And the testbed needs to be goal-based cooperation under the MOU for implementing the tested digital technologies in maritime sectors and putting into placing them at IMO's document.
Just one comment in the second line. The document is called the e-navigation strategy implementation plan, not strategic implementation plan. So on the second line.
So you're happy for us to kick off public career.
Francis is there.
And fourth line, the common maritime spellings with tip. Maritime. Okay, thank you. Therefore, the conference recognized the need for increased collaboration across stakeholders, countries, and the regions to support that benefits of digitalization, especially safety, efficiency, and decarbonization of maritime transport are being realized.
Mr. Hong, I think the second line where it says support that should be to support the benefits of digitalization. So countries and regions to support the benefits of digitalization.
Yeah, okay, good.
That doesn't fit with realize then, though.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay.
To support the realization of benefits.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I understand, Julian. Yeah, you're right, that does sound better. So, sorry, yeah, keep it as it was. That does sound, yeah. Yeah, that's very true.
Well, I guess we also can have both support that benefits of.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's clearer.
Yeah, that's better. To support the realization of benefits.
Yeah,
Need to get rid of the last one.
That eliminate the last three words.
Yeah, the last, yeah.
Get rid of that now. To support the realization of benefits of digitalization, especially safety and efficiency.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank
Would
you.
it also be all right to go back to the previous? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, that's clear. Also, paragraph 3, I'm a bit concerned about the last sentence because I don't really understand what it's saying, but I'm trying to think of a way of fixing it. The test beds need to be it might sound better to say the test beds need to be a goal-based cooperation, so that would make it slightly clearer. So if we said, and the test bed, sorry, the last, third to last line, yeah, that sentence is sounding not very clear to me. I don't know if anyone else thinks the same. The test beds need to be a goal-based cooperation under the MOU for implementing the tested digital technologies in maritime sectors. And then the very last bit sounds strange. I don't understand whether we're putting them or placing them in IMO documents or if we're using IMO documents for reference. But I might need some help with that because I'm not quite sure what that sentence is trying to say. We could say in IMO documents. In IMO's documents would sound slightly better.
Yes.
Yeah, and placing them in IMO's documents.
It's a bit redundant.
Said that.
Any other suggestions?
Yeah. Yeah, I think if we said that, the sentence then makes sense, but I just want to check that is what was intended, that was all.
I think that makes sense to me as well. Phil?
Good, thanks, Michael.
Okay, thank you. So let's move on to the paragraph 5. The conference realized that technology and procedures need educated, well-trained people, the human capital, to utilize shared data and executive execute designed procedure, sorry. Yeah. Any comments? Lillian?
I'm trying to understand it.
Okay, thank you. Number 6.
I'm, just one second, I'm trying to get my head around what it's trying to say. I'm not sure I quite understand what it's trying to say yet.
Yeah.
You could maybe turn it around and say the conference realized that the human capital is essential. The conference realized that educated, well-trained people, the human capital, is essential for sharing data and executing procedures. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make, it didn't make sense as it was written. Are essential for sharing data, effectively using technology, and implementing the procedures. Okay, that would work.
Does that make sense?
Just waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's good, except for the is should be an R.
Yes.
Well-trained people are
Are.
essential.
Okay, very good.
So the human capital would be an is, but well-trained people would be an are. It reads better as an R. Thank you.
Well-trained people, the human capital are essential for sharing data?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I agree with that, yes.
Just the spelling
Thanks,
on
Julian.
procedures.
Yeah. You'll fix procedures, spellings later, right?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
There's an extra E in procedures at the moment.
Yes, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be that there is a slight lag, so you get the changes maybe a few seconds later than when we make the changes, so bear with us.
Okay, next, number 6. The conference recognized that the smart navigation in Korea established e-navigation and expanded it in the non-solar domain.
Just into, I think, would sound better. Expanded it into the non-solar domain.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Any other comments?
Okay, the last sentence. Discussion during the conference suggested bring the concept of digital edge initiative to the attention of IMO with the aim of providing an opportunity for more countries to participate in this initiative. Yeah, it would be very necessary to inform IMO at the level of IALA or joint information paper to adequate IMO meetings. Is there any comment? No comment. Anyway, the Omar,
Yes.
we mic back to you again for your summary or some more information.
Okay, Okay, thank you very much, Sun Bei. So now we have the conference highlights as discussed here, but if someone has any further comments to these highlights, then please provide them through email before the 18th of September, 1818. You can send your comments to the conference secretariat, and the email can be found in the conference brochure and on the conference website, I believe. So thank you for that, and microphone back to you, to the studio.
So thank you once again for closing up our last and final session. And I believe that we also turn to Mr. Omar Frits Eriksson once again, the Deputy Secretary General of IALA, for our closing remarks.
Yes, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have now witnessed 2 days of excellent and very interesting presentations. At the outset, we learned about the 2 Ds, decarbonization and digitalization, which go hand in hand. I would like to move into the third dimension and add yet another D for digital data sharing and data analytics, since the sharing of information is key to achieving the results we're looking for. So, what kind of results are we looking for? Well, for one, seamless, efficient, and secure digital connectivity worldwide is a very important enabler for everything. We're looking for improvements in safety of navigation, improvement in transport chain efficiency, reduced environmental impact, improved welfare for the seafarers. And I guess that the word sustainability sums all this up nicely, actually, and is perhaps the core goal, which is well worth pursuing. As we have heard, we have an ocean of technical solutions and concepts supporting our journey towards our goals. We have heard about just-in-time arrival strategies and how they can reduce cost and environmental impact. We have heard about the standardization work being done in IALA, IMO, and efforts by the European Union and others, BIMCO, KRISO. There's a lot going on. The Maritime Connectivity Platform is a promising concept, which seems to have gained traction and could be the fundamental infrastructure for connectivity worldwide. We have learned about the Digital at Sea cluster, which is perfect for driving innovation in this field. As has been mentioned, a new academic discipline was born recently, Maritime Informatics. The first professor worldwide in this discipline is present at this conference, Professor Michael Lind. This is an important development which enables us to take an even more academic approach and will encourage researchers to dive even deeper into the challenges we face, deepening our understanding and ability to overcome these challenges. As the professor said, it is all about balancing capital productivity and energy efficiency. So we have a lot of tools in the toolbox, and we have never been closer to achieving our goals, actually, than we are today. In conclusion, I would like to send many thanks to the Republic of Korea, particularly the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries, for arranging this year's Digital at Sea Asia Pacific Conference. I'm also very grateful for the leadership by Korea in this field. We have benefited a lot from that over the years and hopefully into the future. The Smart Navigation Project was a really, really good initiative. Well done, Sun Bai Hong, and your excellent team. I know they have been working very hard behind the scenes. Also, thank you to all the presenters and our excellent participants who have witnessed what has been going on here and will take a lot of interesting conclusions away with them. Keep safe. See you face to face as soon as possible. Thank you.